Hey guys, Steve here again. Still in New York, just finished up at the North American International Toy Fair, an excellent show. I might look a bit bleary-eyed, unshaven, not having had enough sleep, but yeah, it was a great show. Anyway, more importantly, please don't get too distracted by this amazing backdrop behind me, but I'm just going to talk to you today about toy manufacturing trends for 2025. So I guess the start point here is China's evolving role in toy manufacturing. So basically for the best part of 40 years, maybe even a bit more, China has been a fantastic source of toy production capacity and expertise. Very, very reliable partner. Many of us have made, really close friendships and certainly strong professional relationships with a lot of people over there in China, and as a result of that, I guess Hong Kong as well. The thing is, China has changed a lot. So when China first opened up to the West, to the rest of the world, and started producing anything, the people of China were very poor. There were lots of people literally starving, even to death. So they were really kind of ravenously, excuse the terrible pun there, but like ravenously hungry for work, basically. And as China's economy has evolved, it's basically moved on really from it being a perfect place to make $3, $4 toy products. I always say it's like China's now better suited to making real cars as opposed to toy cars, and that's not just me saying that, but I think they have memory of the Chinese government themselves having like a 2025 plan. We're in 2025 now, and they wanted to upscale manufacturing, more automotive, more high-end electronics, robotics, etc., biopharma, and they've definitely done that. So congrats to them for that. The issue is for the rest of us though that where else do we go for manufacturing if China's overall less interested and less focused on producing toys for us guys. I think the other thing with China is though, there is a ticking time bomb regardless of the development of China's economy, which is demographics. So China's had this gigantic population for quite a long time, but they've got a very low birth rate, as have many countries, and most of the people working in factories on the production line now is not the kids, the young adults. It tends to be more middle-aged people. So there is kind of a ticking time bomb going on here. The younger people in China don't seem to want to do those roles, and you're going to struggle to give them the standard of living they aspire to, producing our products at very low cost. So it's definitely a challenge, and we're also dealing obviously with ongoing geopolitical risk. So like I said, I'm recording this on the last day of New York Toy Fair 2025, and we just had confirmation over the weekend that we're definitely going to 20% tariffs from the US on China, as well as tariffs have been confirmed, definitely going ahead with Mexico and Canada. It's a problem. 20% tariff is a problem, because what happens is, let's say you're on, I don't know, just for easy maths, $5 manufacturing cost. If you add 20% to that, it's $1. But what happens is the final consumer price, you can pretty much times by 5 the manufacturing cost, right? So if it's a $5 item, it would probably be roughly, give or take, $25 in retail approximately. And if you add an extra $1 onto the landed cost, then you're looking at a $30 price point instead, which will definitely affect consumption. It's just a proven fact. There's a reason why all these gigantic retailers pressure down prices, because of price elasticity. So it's definitely an issue. It's going to be a problem, the tariffs. But at this stage, there's not a great deal we can do to avoid it, apart from diversify the risk across different geographies, and try and stay one step ahead. But you can't manage sourcing on a day-to-day knee-jerk reaction basis. So I think one of the things we're definitely going to see is people diversifying, because in uncertain times that's just the best thing to do. Currently we don't have added Trump administration tariffs on places like India and Vietnam or Indonesia, which are growing hubs. Obviously Mexico has been a growing toy production hub, and that's going to be a big problem, but I'm just going to have to try and work around that, I guess. I think those other hubs that are on the rise, I do think that's one of the major trends. So I've been helping people with alternative production outside of China for more than a decade, and when I started, it was really only the big companies that were aggressively looking, because the reality is, if you want to move $1 billion manufacturing, it's going to take a decade to do that. If you want to move $1 million, we can do that tomorrow, no problem. well, not maybe you're not going to produce tomorrow, but it's going to happen very quickly in comparison. So it has been the big companies that have been strategically taking a medium-term approach to diversify to such places as Vietnam, India and Indonesia. The challenge with all those places though is none of them are China. None of them are as good as China, and that's just the bottom line we're going to have to accept. One thing I would say is big retailers are pushing really hard for us all to embrace these new hubs because they are worried about the risk of relying on China so much. So at the time of recording, I would estimate that China is still doing maybe about 80% of global toy production. And if you're a big stock market listed company like say Walmart or Target, you have a huge teams of people whose job it is to try and analyze and reduce risk. And right now, supply chain disruption is a big issue. I mean, I haven't even mentioned the potential disruption of a conflict in the Taiwan Strait. That would just be, I guess, I just don't even want to think about it. So yeah, look, there's a lot going on. I had to say that we've been particularly busy at this time because as people try to look at these alternative geographies, obviously those people who look at helping people with sourcing from these different geographies are going to get busier. So yeah, if you do want to look at some of these other places, feel free to drop me a message. You can find me on LinkedIn, Steve Reese Toys. Just type in Steve Reese Toys, you'll find me. Or you can contact us via our websites, kidsbrandinsight.com or toyteamasia.com. I'll put a link in the notes below this video if I remember. And yeah, that's been the trends in toy manufacturing for 2025. Thanks for watching and listening. I can't guarantee there'll always be such an amazing view as this. Next time will probably be much more mundane, like the inside of my office. But thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.